Hello once again, welcome back to another episode of Father and Sunday, the expendable guide to absolutely nothing. We are on episode 90, which is 90.
Shut up. No, don't. No.
Okay. And this week we are talking about life hacks.
Marvellous.
Yes, so stick around if you would like to hear more. Howdy there.
Howdy there, partner. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you very much for asking.
You're sounding a little bit posher in that intro. Are you trying something out?
Well,
something I should know about?
Well, the problem is I did try it out. I tried it out the first time, and I could barely say it. So the second time I decided to articulate myself properly.
Okay.
And it meant that I had said every word clearly.
Well, that's probably quite good, isn't it, for a podcast?
Yep.
Let's face it, I slur my words and miss bits out.
Last week when you said finish instead of finished, it's still not finished.
It's still not finished. But I do say, in my head, I say finished. But I don't, I get so lazy when I'm talking.
It's a bit
I don't
like
actually finish the...
I
don't actually... Well, exactly that. I don't finish the sentences. I don't finish the words. I just...
That used to be a thing you used to do on the podcast.
I do it all the time still. I've just given up trying to apologise for it and list them all. So,
could you also say the word hello?
Yeah, hello.
Instead of although.
Well, it's a low, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It sounds exactly the same as me. It sounds to me. Even.
David.
Yes.
No, it doesn't anything like David.
Oh, God.
But you are David,
a bad start, isn't it? I am David. Are you, Connor?
Yep.
Oh, we're in the right place then. How have you been this week?
Not been too bad.
Yeah?
Been all right. Been busy.
Bit cold.
Yeah, a bit chilly.
Do you get cold at work? You're in some sort of outhouse,
I've
aren't
got
you?
a story about that.
Yeah?
Yeah. So we're in a port cabin.
Oh, yeah,
and
cabin,
we were moaning. One of the heaters, the air conditioning unit, doesn't work anymore. So what we've been doing over the summer is it kind of packed in, but we had the windows open. Luckily, we weren't out there in the hottest days of the year, but it kind of... whatever.
It was a challenge.
But as it started to get colder, we've got a heater in the room. Like you know the one that's plug-in radiator type things, electric ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the wall. And we got that working in one of the rooms. The other one still got the air conditioning unit that works. But... in reality, it doesn't necessarily keep the building all that warm.
Mm-hmm.
We moaned about the fact that the air conditioning unit wasn't working. When I say moaned, we kind of reported it. And they came in, they had a look at it, and they went, nope, that's not working. So what they then did is they went and got another one of these heaters and put that in the wall as well. So now we've got two heaters in that wall. So I tell you what, it gets really hot in there really quickly, but that's better than it taking ages to warm up.
Mm.
And then in the other room... they also put one in there because there wasn't any in the other room. There was no heater in the other room.
Oh, so it's quite nice in your place.
So we now got two heaters in one room and one in the other. But then the air conditioning unit is working in the other, so they've kind of got the mix.
Blimey.
So mental.
Well,
how's the heating at your place?
At my place, the heating at my place is a bit sporadic. I walk from my car in the morning, early in the morning to work, and it's freezing. And then I get into work, and it's like a sort of... sauna. Then you go out and you're in and out of the van while you're driving around, and you get in the van and you try and warm it up, and then you're out in the freezing cold. And I'm an old person. It does all sorts of things to my joints and that. So yeah, I don't enjoy it. It's much better than rain, but yeah, it's quite cold out there. What?
Who's Lorraine?
Lorraine. She's just someone I know. Anyway, done something quite important this week. I went and picked up the wedding suits.
You did?
I did. I went over to where we went.
All by yourself?
All by myself. And I went in there and I confused them, as I do whenever I go in a shop straight from work, because they think I'm delivering or picking something up. And I said, I've come to pick up 7 wedding suits. And they went, oh, I don't think we've got anything that needs... I said... I am the father of the bride.
Not the postman.
No, not the postman. And they seem to grasp the situation then. However, talking of grasping the situation, I parked a lot nearer than we did last time I went over there. However, I didn't anticipate how heavy, without the H's, 7 suits were going to be to carry back to the car.
Yeah.
And the last words the lady said to me, she said, we'll see you again nearer to the wedding so we can do any alterations. Well, I think by the time I got back to my car, I already need some alterations because I've got arms like a chimpanzee or an orangutan.
Because
perhaps.
they got stronger?
They got longer.
Oh, longer. Oh,
because
right.
it just seemed to... Do you know when your muscles start burning? I mean, I'm only talking about a 5-10 minute walk back to the car. My muscles were screaming at me because I was trying to hold all these things going along.
And this is coming from a guy that actually walks around carrying stuff.
Yeah, from a guy that carries stuff for a living.
Yeah.
Yes, but when you actually
like
carry them and holding like a orangutan, probably more. But as you're walking along, you're holding them up a little bit. When I've got stuff, I'm holding it in a certain way.
You should have done that thing where they hook it over it, like put your finger through the hook of the hanger and over your shoulder.
Yeah, I could have.
With all 7 of them.
All 7 of them, that might have been a bit of a struggle. But yes, so we've got those. We haven't tried them on yet, have we?
No.
No, we're a little bit worried, aren't we?
Yep.
Yep. That we might be a few pounds heavier, or we might have to start working out. And we probably do need to start working. I haven't run since last year, well into last year. I've got a marathon coming up, and you've got your challenge coming up later on in the year.
Which I haven't spoken about yet in the podcast.
But, you know, I won't talk about it or spoil it, but when you get a chance and you feel it's necessary to say something, we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Life hacks.
No.
No more?
Not yet. First of all,
yeah,
got some sad news for everyone.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, on Wednesday this week, just gone. Actually, for you guys listening, it's the week before.
Yeah.
The week just
gone. So you really should be over it by now.
Gabriel, the angelfish, died.
He did indeed, didn't he?
Yeah, I got a message from you saying, I think your angelfish is either dead or on its way out.
Yeah.
And I got home and I looked at it and I pointed at it and I went, that's dead.
Yeah? Well, I'm not an expert.
It very clearly was fully dead.
Fully dead.
Yep.
But the problem
pale.
is sometimes...
It was completely stiff.
some yeah, but I didn't prod it or anything. Some fish don't move. And their eyes are open all the time. And sometimes you say, they're sleeping.
The pleco does seem to lay on its back sometimes.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell whether they're dead or not. So I've stopped looking, because otherwise you get texts every day saying, oh, I'm a bit
I have
worried.
had messages about the plecos before, saying your pleco doesn't look all that. It's laying on its back, and I message back, and no, it's fine.
That's what it does.
It does it falls off the piece of wood and then just lays on the floor.
I just thought it could have been just looking down in the corner.
It's very much dead.
Yes.
But what I did mean is today, this did mean it, but I'll be honest, it was kind of an excuse. For a little while, I've had some rummy nose tetras in that tank. So these little tetras with the red noses.
Yeah.
I've had them in there for a while, and I thought to myself, I want to get more, but when this fish passed away,
yes,
swim in peace. I thought to myself, I feel like I can warrant getting more fish. So now I've got 11 tetras in that tank. Because I've got 6 more.
I was a little bit surprised that you replaced.
I didn't replace them
with 7 other fish.
6.
I should pay attention, shouldn't I? But you've got 11 of them now.
David, you're David.
Yes.
I've got 11 in total of that kind of fish. Yeah.
Okay, but that's good.
And also,
congratulations.
Thank you, and commiserations.
And commiserations at the same time.
Commiserations? Would you say commiserations for someone?
A fish dying.
Someone's died. Commiserations. You don't
commiserations.
Say that,
no, my sympathy. My sympathy.
Yeah, but you don't say commiseration
for the death of your fish.
Unless the reason they've died is because they lost something, like they lost a fencing battle, a fencing duel, and you go commiserations. Unfortunately, they're dead.
Oh, right, okay.
And
well,
also,
I thought that was the right word to use.
One last thing.
Yes.
One last quick thing. We've got a quiz on Friday.
We have got a quiz.
We've been practicing for 90 episodes. Well, 89 at this point. We've been practicing for 89 episodes with all these different quiz questions, and we've actually got a quiz on Friday.
We shall see how that goes.
At the time this comes out,
yeah,
it would have been the Friday just gone.
Yeah.
So
you'll have to wait for the report.
We'll just say, oh, we won it.
Oh, we were unreal. I can't believe they had the round hurdlers and murderers.
Yeah, I know.
Right? I couldn't believe that came out, so that was a right result.
And also the question about Bigfoot and giving Bigfoot a Kit Kat.
Otherwise, yeah.
Or a punch in the face if you cry.
Alternatively...
I can't believe none of the questions
I can't believe
have come up.
I can't believe you can show your face after what was an abysmal performance of that
commiserations.
quiz. Yeah, commiserations. Anyway, right, moving on.
9 minutes later, let's talk about life hacks.
Life hacks. Well, we discussed we discussed talking about life hacks because it's unprecedented times, isn't it? We know things are tough for everybody.
Yes, there is a crisis.
There is a big crisis, and it's only going to get worse by the look of it. I don't mean to bring everybody down. We've talked about dead fish, losing a quiz, and now we're talking about this, right? But
same thing, really.
Hopefully, we can lighten this up. Luxuries are probably gone for people. We've probably waved well for some people anyway. Not to get too political.
Yeah, we've gone down from 5-ply toilet paper to 4-ply.
I think that's 1-ply.
I think we actually use we use 2-ply, don't we?
I don't know what ply we use, to be honest.
Do you know what ply means?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are your main expenses in life? What do you?
Me personally?
Well, no, just generally, what do people have to pay for?
They have to go for people's priority bills.
No, well, I'm basically saying you've got to put food on the table. Yeah?
Yep. Or on trays.
Yeah. The roof over your head.
Yep.
Right. What else?
Water.
Heating. I suppose that comes in water, electricity. So you've got your bills you've got to pay just to keep yourself warm.
Interestingly,
bathe,
life hack
everything
for people,
else.
Probably shouldn't say this. Life hack for people: always pay your council tax, because otherwise they can take you to court if you don't pay that. They can't legally turn off your water or electricity.
Can they not?
Or gas? No, they can't legally do that.
I'm sure they can.
They can't. Not in this country.
Right.
Unless you're physically paying a meter which you haven't paid enough and it just clicks off. But they physically cannot turn those off, like legally. They can't leave you to freeze in your house.
Okay, I didn't realise they could do that. I thought they could just turn it off. I thought as long as they give you warning that they can just switch off your amenities.
Well, for example, water. If they wanted to switch off our water, they would have to physically come to our house and do the stopcock.
They can turn it off at the mains outside.
Not specifically our house.
I thought they could.
No.
Anyway,
there's not like a button listed like 62 Glenwood Avenue. They haven't paid it. I'll click that button.
Oh well, wish I'd have known that. I wouldn't have bothered paying anyway. Right. So we feel it's our responsibility to at least troll.
Yep, troll the internet.
Yeah, troll the internet.
What we did is we made fun of a bunch of people.
Yeah, on the internet. No, to look around to see if we can find things, just simple things. Now, a bit of a disclaimer here. If you want seriously to attack this situation, this problem, I would suggest you look at things like Martin Lewis and things he does. Money saving expert and other experts in this field.
Because in reality, life hacks aren't just about to save with the cost of living crisis. Some of these may be just leaning towards handy thing that will save you time
every day
or
and
some
forever
days.
Sort of thing. But we thought we'd have a look at some things that perhaps.
So, disclaimer: don't trust us.
Don't follow.
Actually,
don't listen to what we say and think that's going to solve all your problems.
That should have been disclaimer from the beginning, from episode 1. Disclaimer.
It should have been, and I've often said, please don't take this as gospel. But have you got to be somewhere?
Yes.
Just looking at his watch there. So look, in the past, before we get on to some actual tangible things that people can do. In the past, we didn't have YouTube, right? We didn't have the internet. No way. Believe it or not, yeah. We only had guidance from our peers, right? So,
I feel like life hacks have rebranded.
Eh?
They weren't always called life hacks. I feel like life hacks has been like
these were just
a rebrand
tips
based on the
and
internet.
Suggestions and
old wives' tales.
Old wives' tales to a certain extent, yeah. And there was many things that my mum and dad taught me, but a couple of things that they used to say about doing or just used to suggest spring to mind. And you may have had lots from myself and your mother. But my dad was a jack of all trades. He did lots of different jobs over a period of time.
I like the way you're not finishing that phrase.
What phrase?
It's a jack of all trades and a master of none.
No, he was a jack of all trades and he was very good at it. That was a different saying. Anyway, he would tell me like he would decorate. So when you decorate, if you put paper up and you're decorating, sometimes when the paper and the paste dries out, it pulls the two pieces of paper that you've lined up together apart slightly. I remember decorating in the first house that I had after leaving home, and my dad was helping me out. And he suggested, and this was a time when people used to smoke all the time as well, his suggestion to mask the gaps between the paper when you were pasting was to use cigarette ash and wipe it down the gaps, which will hide those gaps, which would actually make them almost disappear.
Just make them black, surely, wouldn't it?
So he did that, and he said, he stepped back, I can remember it clearly, in the dining room in my old house, and he said, see, look, that's fine. I think because he stepped back, he couldn't really see it, because all it looked like to me was some nice new wallpaper up with a load of cigarette ash down the side of it. So that wasn't,
Did he have his glasses all at the time when he stepped
maybe
back?
not. And he was facing the other direction.
Yeah.
Right.
He was looking out the window. See, look at that.
But they did. I mean, they come up. They taught us lots of different things, me and my siblings. One of the things that always used to make me laugh about my mum, though, is that she used to, if you were, and when we talk about heating and the problems with heating now, that people won't be able to afford to heat their houses and putting on other layers and all the rest of it. My mum's suggestion, if you said you were cold, was to, and I quote, think warm thoughts.
That does work.
Do you think that works?
It does work, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that thinking warm thoughts actually increases the temperature in your body, which would mean that you're not cold. Otherwise, it's a pity that someone like Scott of the Antarctic didn't do that at the end of his life.
No, it's not. It doesn't work. It's not an exact thing, but changing your mindset and convincing your body you're feeling a different thing can help you stop feeling the side effects of it.
Really?
Yeah.
To that extent?
Yeah. As in, it would help a bit. It wouldn't make it perfect.
Well, then we should probably do that then. So there you go. So our suggestion for everybody going forward is just shut your eyes.
And think you're in the oven.
Think you're in the oven or in front of a roaring fire or on holiday in Tenerife. Fact check. In episode 29, titled Being British, there is a musical celebration of what it is to be British, where we bemoan the fact that we always come last in Eurovision and that our men's football team can't score penalties. We offset this with how proud we are of our royal family. How things have changed. Fact check. Okay, so that was then, and this is now, right? So nowadays, you can go on the internet, you can lose yourself for a fortnight looking at bits and pieces, yeah?
And they're often terrible.
They are often terrible.
5-minute craft or whatever it is often got absolutely horrendous ones.
Well,
they're often dangerous as well.
There are some dangerous ones. Actually, you're absolutely right. I did watch some and I thought, I don't know that I'd do that, because it seemed like things might blow up or set on fire.
Specifically 5-minute craft. Yeah. Okay, so craft is a bit different, but they've done fractal wood burning.
Oh, that's the worst kind of wood burning.
And that's when you run a current for a piece of wood and you get like these almost like lightning effect. But it's incredibly dangerous. People have died from it.
Oh, right. Keeping it light. Anyway, there's like hundreds of things on there, right? And these are not things, they might save you a little bit of money or a little bit of time or a little bit of wastage in your life. So that's quite a good idea as well in this world of recycling. So here we go. Got cats?
We forgot to mention the cat's collars earlier, Dad. Yes, I've got 2.
With brand new collars?
Brand new collars as well.
Great. But I've heard you can't afford a cat bed. Right?
No, she sleeps on mine, the one that's in the room at the moment.
I've got an idea for you. Yeah.
Yep.
You get a box, a square box. You cut a round circle in one of the sides.
Yep.
You stretch an old T-shirt over the top, making sure the whole of the box aligns with the neck hole of the T-shirt, wallop. If it's unwashed, it's even better because the cats like the smell of you because it makes them feel comfortable. But they can wander into that cat bed. Costs you nothing.
I mean, yeah. Well, it does cost you something.
What does it cost you?
Well, you've had to order something that you got in the box.
Yeah, no, this is something someone bought you as a present, so you didn't actually pay for it anyway. So you're using stuff. They like boxes. They like the smell of you. It's an old T-shirt. You're never going to wear it anymore. It's got Boy's Own written on the front of it.
Right. Is that one of your T-shirts?
No, it's one of yours. No, it wouldn't be one of yours because that was before your time.
Yep.
Very much. Anyway, brilliant. You got a cat bed. You haven't paid anything for it. They love you.
You know what? I think they would like that, our cats.
Right. What about this? And this goes along the lines of what you said about NJ's suggestion of thinking warm thoughts. Serve your dinner on a small plate. Your brain won't see it as a smaller portion. It will just see it as a full plate.
Yep, I've heard that.
Do you think that'll work?
Yeah.
I do look at when we've got huge plates, haven't we? They're like dustbin lids.
Yeah, they're Nan's old plates.
Oh, they right. Okay. And you try to fill them up, but sometimes you can't fill them up because you just haven't got the food to put on them. So that does look a bit weird. But I don't know. I don't have to try that out. See if that works on the other way round. If you've got like a small plate or a saucer and you just put a sausage on there,
maybe.
And you think, oh yeah, that was lovely.
Why don't you just get like a Pringles lid?
Yeah. So what about a bottle lid? You're just going to get smaller and smaller. A wooden spoon on the top of pans to stop it boiling over, creating mess and anxiety. Right. So I was cooking this week.
We've had a discussion about this one already.
Yeah. And I was doing some potatoes, and as like pas or anything you boil, it was starting to...
Sorry, just to translate, that's potatoes for other people. Okay. Potatoes.
And they were boiling over, or about to boil over, and I suddenly remembered what I'd seen on one of these hacks, and I grabbed a wooden spoon, just laid it over the top of it, instantly stopped it doing it.
Yeah.
And when I said to you, I was amazed, it was like magic. You told me it's because it displaces the foamy boily stuff, and as such I'm not a scientist, so perhaps you can take over there.
That was exactly
perfectly.
Yeah. It's the same reason that if you get a really fizzy drink and you stick your finger in the middle of it, all the foam goes.
Yeah,
you know, when it all foams up.
Yeah. Excellent. Right.
But yeah, I knew that one before.
This is a good one. Got an old pair of pants knocking about?
Sure.
Cut the gusset or crutch out of them, turn them round and pop them over your head, and bingo, you've got a gym top.
I imagine that's aimed at girls.
Yeah, but you know, let's face it, you can wear whatever you like. But yeah, just an old pair of pants, cut out the gusset, the crutch of them, turn it over, put it down. You can go to any gym.
Wouldn't that work as a stylish top for girls?
Like almost like a booby tube with neck bit.
If they took two, they don't even have to cut it. If they took two pairs of, as long as it's not a thong.
Yeah.
Maybe
no, it wasn't. This has got to be underpants.
Yeah. So they take like a pair of knickers or whatever.
Yeah.
They turn it round so it's the bum size forward because it allows space for boobage, and pull them down. They could wear two. They could put them over a shoulder each, and they've got one holding each boob, and then essentially they've got a stylish mix match top.
Also, if the underpants are Y fronts, there's a little slot for your phone.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next one. Microwave your sponges. Sorry, microwave your sponges, not microwave your sponges. Microwave your sponges to bring them back to life. Right? Tried that? Doesn't work. There's a sponge in the bin, outside a bin, because it just basically crisped it all up.
Sorry.
They didn't actually give a time that you do it, but it's supposed to rejuvenate your sponge.
And brings it back to life, but sponges are real life creatures.
No, but you know what the sort of thing I'm talking about, like a sponge to wash up with. I know that they're synthetic, the ones I'm talking about. But yeah. Oh, maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's what the problem is. You're using synthetic sponges.
Oh, right. Okay.
Becky's got one of those really weird sponges that is really hard, and then you get it wet, and then it's not hard anymore.
Right. Another one for underwear. Bras. Got an old bra?
No.
You about to throw out?
No.
Sure?
Yep.
Stop.
Right.
cut the straps off, sew the cups together, attach the straps, and would you Adam and leave it, you've got a little purse, or, depending on how big your boobs are, a holdall. Right?
Right.
Really useful.
Or a gym bag.
Or a gym bag to put your underpants in, right? So
put your gym
gym
bag
gear in there.
To put your
so
underpants.
Really, I mean
topping.
That's taking something, and I'm talking if it's a tattery old one and that, but it makes quite an attractive purse. Okay, now another item of
is that
clothing.
just out of your personal opinion makes quite attractive purse?
Well, I wouldn't use a purse. I'd have a man bag and a wallet, but it's the same sort of principle, I suppose. Tights. It would appear that they are the absolute magic piece of clothing for doing anything, right? I only thought you could wear them or rob banks, but you can do all sorts of other stuff.
I've seen people use them for like aquarium stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
You put them over like the filter intake and that catches
Oh, right.
stuff,
So there's a lot of things around it, using them as a sort of net, as a mesh to stop things, so to straining stuff, yeah?
Yeah, or
so
hold stuff.
They lend themselves. I suppose it depends what denier they are, or if they're fishnet ones. I imagine they are fishnet ones if they're the ones you...
No. But if they're fishnet ones, then all the fish would get caught in them.
Right, well, there was a few things, right, that they suggested. First of all, they said, like, don't dispose of them willy-nilly. Loads of things to do. They can be reimagined. Cut off small sections. I saw this in a few things, and you can use them as hairbands. I guess the actual nature of the material the tights are made out of will not actually cause problems with your hair. They're probably the same sort of stretchy, elasticated material people use for hairbands. There was another one. Fill them with onions. Hang them in the larder ready for use. So you tie knots in between each onion, and then you undo them.
So it just looks like there's a pair of legs in your...
So there's loads of they're lumpy legs in there. But you can hang. People often hang like veg if they're hangable in their larders and things like that.
I only buy hangable veg.
Exactly, it's the only veg.
I only hang my veg.
Right. But there were some other uses for the tights that I wasn't so sure about. Right. It said, take a small section and stretch them over your camera on your phone for a sepia effect. Right. When taking a photo. Not being funny, but I don't imagine there's any phones that haven't got a filter that gives you a sepia effect anyway.
Interesting.
So why on earth would you put...
Did you try it?
No, I didn't try it. I can try it, and we'll see what the results are.
Maybe for our picture this week, we take a picture of something for a life hack.
We'll take a picture of some life hacks through some tights. Right, we're on. See if you can notice it.
It should be black. Hang on, what colour tights?
I've
just assumed black ones.
No, they were sort of not black ones. No, they were sort of flesh-coloured ones.
Oh right. Well, in that case, look, you could put any effect depending on what colour tights you've gone
you could
for.
have it. Yeah. Right, and this one was particularly disturbing. When you're out in the woods, like we are.
Yep, quite often.
If you put a bar of soap in a leg of some tights and tie it to a tree, all you need to do is add water, and it makes a great washing point. Presumably for a man or woman on the go. Now, what are you doing in the woods?
Yeah, I'm also considering is the fact that if I've got water anyway and I've also got soap, I don't really see the need for the tights.
Well, the idea is that it's hanging from the tree, so you walk past it and go, and just add a little bit of water to it, and you're not carrying it around with you all the time. But what are you doing? Leaving it there?
Well, I've got to carry the soap there to start with.
Two reasons for having to worrying wildlife and burying a dead body. Why would you want to bring attention to yourself by hanging up a sort of cleansing?
I mean, I normally do have my tights and my soap with me when I go for a walk in the woods.
Do you really?
I'd never consider putting the soap in the tights and tying it to a tree. Because what if I need them if I walk away from the tree?
That's very true. But I couldn't quite get my head around that.
No, neither can I.
So that's quite a worrying thing indeed. Right. Have you got any you've come across?
I haven't got any that I've come across specifically from research of this podcast, because
You don't do
I've
research,
done research for this podcast.
No.
But there are a couple that I've come across throughout life.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, that's really helpful. Some of which involve fizzy drinks.
Oh, no.
But,
Not fizzy drinks.
Yeah, fizzy drinks. So you know when you get like a pack of like 6 or 8 cans of drink,
Yeah.
and they're all lined up in their plastic kind of wrapper thing.
Yeah.
And like, especially if it's Pepsi Max for some unknown reason where it's in a black wrapper, if you push your finger into it, it's a bit hard to push your finger through sometimes, and then you've got to kind of rip it, and then you get a black mark on your finger.
Right.
No more.
Really?
No more. What you do is you get another can of drink and you run it around.
Does it have to be Pepsi Max?
No, you run it around the top of the plastic to essentially. And what it does is it cuts the plastic in like a circle. Then you could just peel off that circle plastic, throw that in the bin, and you've got a perfect circle to get your drink out of.
Now, is that something they suggest, or is this just something you came across?
Something that's been suggested in the past. I can't remember where from. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? It works. I promise you it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is easier. The issue I have found with it, though...
What if you get to the last one?
Is you need a can of drink, to be able to open it. So what you need to do is you need to take a can of drink out of your pack of drinks that you just bought to then scrape the rest of the drinks. But at this point, you can already access the drinks.
Wow.
Unless you've always make sure you save one so you can open the next pack of drinks. Or you can use a different item, maybe like a saucepan.
A saucepan?
I don't know, just
Right,
making a guess.
okay.
I haven't tried a saucepan, but I imagine it would work.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That would save you much time. You can be doing other things like that. This is all what this is about anyway.
Yeah.
What else?
Next one, life hack that I've heard.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually got a can of drink here. And whenever I get a can of drink, I always tap around the edge.
Yep.
Yeah, I always got told if you tap the top, it would stop it fizzing up. But then I heard it's not necessarily the top, it's the edge you need to tap. So I end up flicking all the way around the edge.
Yep.
I've also seen people put them on the table and then they spin them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it stops it fizzing up.
Well, surely that makes it fizz up.
No, apparently not. I mean, I've just opened it and it's not fizzed up. And I'll take a drink and it's not that fizzed up.
Yeah, but the best buy date was 1984 on that. That's why it ain't fizzed up.
Oh yeah, that'd be why. But, so, with that one, I do it, but I don't know if it works.
Yeah,
I've
but
never tried to purposely fizz it up. I've never shaken the can
No.
and then done all this routine to stop it actually.
No, but that's a classic.
Straight up.
There are examples of that when people do things because they've been told
Yeah.
you need to do it before you eat, before you drink, before you do anything.
But you don't want to find out the bad one. You don't want that to find out. Essentially, you don't want to risk.
Opening it up and it sprays all in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Because we've all
I
had
guess.
that.
Yes, we have. Many times.
The last one I'm going to mention
What?
is, you know, when you're drilling a hole or you're screwing something into
Oh,
a
yes,
piece of
yes.
wood.
I do. I do
Yep.
know that, yes.
Screwing something to a piece of wood with an electric screwdriver, ideally, not a normal one. But unbeknown to you, you've gone in wonky because you're looking at it from one angle and it just looks like it's straight.
Story
but when
of my
you've looked
life, going
from
in
another
wonky.
angle, it's actually not straight. It's wonky.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, fear no longer.
Right.
An old CD.
Anyone in particular? MC Hammer?
Yep, probably the best one to use. You lay it down.
Yep.
So it essentially lays on top of the bit. So you maybe mark out a cross of where you want to screw, and you put that so you can see the X through the center of the CD, and you turn it so it's got the shiny side up.
Right.
And then as you screw in, essentially you can see the mirrored thing of the drill, whatever you're doing, so you can know you're aligning it properly, straight.
That is quite clever, actually.
Yeah, and I've
Quite
never
like
used that one.
No?
No.
And can you use the CD again afterwards?
Maybe.
Okay.
Might have sawdust on it.
Fair enough. Right. So, we've talked about a few of these already, but I did say to you that I'd done some of these over the last week, sort of see how practical they
Sure,
are.
last week.
Yes, or the week before, or whatever. Time travel and all that.
Yep.
So, we talked about the spoon, putting a spoon on top of the saucepan. That works. Yeah, we're happy with that.
We are.
Okay, I think I covered the fact that I've got smelly trainers and I've put a tea bag in them and it did not work. I don't know if you have to have special tea bags, but the one I used didn't work.
Have you tried coffee?
No. I'll try that next, shall I? Okay,
Yeah.
so...
Or you could try hot chocolate.
Right. I'll get you to do that with your new trainers, all right? See how you get on with them.
My new trainers smell fine.
Yeah? Okay. Well, that won't do. Right. So, there's a few of them I looked at. I thought I'll give it a go. So, first item, I'll give you this, Connor. I'm just going to pass this off. Pass it over.
Pass it off as something interesting, yeah?
That you can put on your desk. What do you reckon that is?
It's a cardboard tube with some corn cob things screwed into it and a hole cut into the top.
Yeah, what do you reckon you can use that for?
I reckon doesn't fit.
It. Oh, well,
I was going to try and put my phone in it.
Yeah, well, I think that particular version is for just the Android that I've got. But obviously, you can get bigger tubes. But that cost me nothing. And yet, it's a handy phone holder.
But you bought toilet paper.
Yeah, but I had to use that anyway. That was something I already had. And this is the whole point.
Is that after eating the sweet corn?
Not all that keen on that. What about that?
So what did you do with that? Sorry?
What?
Put your phone in it.
Put your phone in it?
Put your phone in it for me.
Okay.
Because mine doesn't fit.
All right, I'll put my phone in it, shall I?
Does it work?
Yeah.
Does it fall over?
Oh. It's terrific, look.
That looks like it's about to fall over.
No, it's not going to fall over.
And what do I use this for?
Well, you can watch something on it.
But it's portrait.
It's hands-free.
It's portrait.
It's not perfect. Right, what about this one then?
It looks like a tennis ball.
Yeah.
With more of the... It looks like a ruined tennis ball because you've screwed the corn and cob things into it.
Yep.
And you've put some googly eyes on it.
I'll put some googly eyes just for a bit of fun.
And you also look like you might have taken a cut out of it.
Right. So I've...
yes, you have taken a cut out of it.
So you could pop your keys in there. Or if you've got something, a pen there, you can put your
pen in there. If you squeeze it opens.
Yeah. And you can just pop whatever you like
I can't put anything in there because the corn and the cob things are sticking into it.
Well, you can put quite a lot in there.
What can I put in there?
But like a pen or your keys... What's that you've just thrown on the floor?
USB stick.
Well, you could put your USB stick in there. It's waterproof.
It's actually not a USB stick, but it's
Look
a
at
USB. No, it doesn't fit.
Yes, it is perfect. Look,
no,
it sticks out. No, it's fine. It can stick out, so you know it's there. It's just that, look at that. That looks terrific.
It looks like it's vaping.
And it's fun.
Look.
It does look like it's vaping, yeah. And that's a repurposed bowl as well. I found that.
Put in our garden?
No. While I was at work, just on the side of the road.
So it's a repurposed bowl?
Yeah. Okay.
And what's going to happen with it afterwards?
Don't float your boat.
You're not going to keep that? Are you going to keep that?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Depends how useful it's going to come. What about my... Right, I'll give you the fact that there's no bagel in it, but this is my bagel holder for going to work and putting it in my bag so it doesn't roll all over the place.
The thing you buy CDs in?
Yeah.
Right. This doesn't look thick enough to hold one of your bagels. You'd have to buy one of the really thin ones.
No, it'd be fine. It'd be fine for it. I felt bad.
What's happened to all the CDs that were in it?
I had to put them on the floor.
Right. So there's now just loads of CDs.
I'm thinking of using them to drill some holes in the wall.
Right, okay. It's okay. So you've got a load of CDs that are just out in the open, and you've got this CD thing, the thing you buy the CDs in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can put your bagel in it.
All right. You could put your bagel in it. Interesting.
The thing about bagels
it costs more to buy this than a bagel holder.
I'm talking about recycling. So that is not used anymore.
Yes, it is. You just took all the CDs out of
that one particularly, right? But if I had an empty one, right, it wouldn't be used anymore.
I've seen.
Thing about a bagel.
What you tend to do with these is you put CDs in them again.
What's the design of a bagel?
A circle.
Yeah. That rolls everywhere, right? So unless you put it in a container, you have all sorts of trouble, right? You don't need that when you're going to work, when you've got a packed lunch.
I think it'll be fine in your bag.
No, I think that's perfect.
Right.
And the final one, because we haven't got...
You don't eat... Your bagels barely even make it to work. You eat them on the way.
Right.
That's a piece of dry spaghetti.
It is.
Spaghetti.
So many houses are destroyed by people lighting up a match, lighting up a candle and burning the whole house down, right? I give you this.
A piece of spaghetti.
Perfect fire lighter.
You're giving it to me, thank you.
Yeah, you can have that. That's yours.
Does fusilli work?
I haven't tested out the different pastas, But I think spaghetti's probably your best bet.
Right, should we try it?
Yeah, try it. Have you got a mandel somewhere?
They're behind you, and there's matches next to you as well.
Behind you. Shall I just get anyone?
The one closest to you, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
I'll give that to you. Right, so this
Thank
is the
you.
final one.
I will also need matches. Because as great as this is, I'm going to be honest, I'm about to light it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to explain what's going on.
Okay, so he's got a match out. He's going to light the pasta. You can buy firelighters, but they cost you a fortune. And really, pasta is quite cheap. There's always a bit of it hanging about. And yeah, here he goes. He's lit it. There's a small fire. He's blowing out the match. Let's see how he gets on here. Did he have it there for long enough? It's gone out. Right.
It didn't work.
Excellent.
It would have taken. It would have been better if I just lit the candle directly with the match.
Okay. Right.
I might have to try that again in the break, but yeah.
All right. Under a different sort of circumstance. Perhaps the atmosphere in this room is not conducive to lighting up a bit of spaghetti.
This podcast's been on for quite some time, and you know what? I just wish there was a song to sum up life hacks.
Well, as per usual, Connor, there is a song to sum up life hacks. I can't remember what I called it, but I'll talk about some life hacks in it, so away you go. Okay.
Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas. Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas. Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas. Your family's moaning that your feet are smelly. You can't afford the stuff that they show on the telly. Just take a tea bag and pop it in your wellies. Does it work? Does it? Feeling all the stresses and strains of life. You're desperate to try and cheer up your wife. Stick googly eyes on all you can find. She'll smile or she'll leave you. Life has its ups and downs, makes you smile or frown. Things can get rough. Life can be tough and cruel, but we can change the rules. Just stick with us. Your hair is long and you can't afford to cut it. You're starting to look like the drummer from the Muppets. Shave it all off, find a cushion and stuff it. Unhygienic, you're at a new school that's got a brass band, but you can't afford a trumpet and it's making you sad. So get some couple tubes and play out loud, and your band goes. Its ups and downs, makes you smile or frown. Things can get rough. Life can be tough and cruel, but we can change the rules. Just stick with us. Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas. Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas. Everybody's looking for some life hack ideas.
Game time.
Woohoo! Great song.
Thanks.
Now, game, please.
Game, please. Right. Well,
Before we get onto a game, I'm just going to mention the fact that we tried the spaghetti thing again.
Yep. Oh, yeah, we did, and it worked.
Well,
it did work.
yes and no. It did work. I did manage to light a candle. However, it goes out rather quick. So you know how firelighters normally stay lit for a while?
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. That they go cold really, really quickly.
But is it the beauty? Because what I want to do is I want to be able to get to the candle in time to be able to actually light it. But what I'm having to do is I'm having to relight the spaghetti over and over again.
I'm not saying there's
And
not wrinkles to iron out.
I get the point you made that it cools down really quickly, so it's not hot. Because you touched it afterwards. I said, touch that, and you went, see, it's not hot. Just, that was off podcast.
Yeah.
But I still had to light 2 matches.
That's because you didn't do it right at the first time.
No, I had still to light 2 matches, so now I've still got 2 hot matches.
Okay.
And 1
All right.
cool spaghetti.
Okay, so...
Should we try wet spaghetti next time?
Yeah, we'll cook it first, see what happens there.
Game.
Yes, I said a game. Well, look, I've come up with a few ideas of my own. I mean, these other ones we talked about, you can find these things on the internet, but these are some I thought, actually, I think this would be a good idea.
Fantastic.
They might be time saving, they might be money saving, they might be anything.
I love to come up with my own life hacks, so it's great that you've done it.
Yes. Okay, play the sting.
It's Dave's money saving hacks, designed to keep the waves off your back. There's no hidden fees attached. It's Dave's money saving hacks.
Nice sting.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, so because you didn't come up with any, these are my...
What I want to do is I want to give you your time to shine.
A platform, yes.
In terms of life hacks.
You're going to be really pleased that you did that then. So are you ready for this then? Excuse me, I've got 5. I'm going to set a scene for you. Kids these days have a plethora of channels and an inexhaustible amount of computer games to browse. However, this is not only unhealthy, but a huge cost, as subscriptions to the various streaming sites can be astronomical. Solution is to mock up some buffering or connection. What? The solution is to mock up some buffering or connection.
So baffled by your own sentence. What?
Right. So I know what I meant to say here. Right. So basically, what's needed is something mocked up, so that you can put it up on the screen and it says it's buffering or that the connection's lost, right? Yeah. Your kids think, oh, what's that? But it's not your fault. It's nothing to do with you.
You need to pay for better Wi-Fi.
Yeah, well, no, okay. But if they're a little bit older, they'll say that to you. But if they're slightly younger, they won't blame you. They'll just say it's because of the actual...
If they're younger, they won't understand, they will blame you.
Read something or do something or do something creative. But they won't just be staring at a screen all the time. So it saves you money on subscriptions. It only costs you the amount it would to just mock up some screens. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Right. Okay, interesting. You're saying about not paying for subscriptions, but may I point out that there are no children in our family and we still pay for all the subscriptions. It still happens.
I'm not using our family as an example. I'm using a different family that this would work with.
So the mum or dad in that situation probably might want to watch Netflix or Carer.
Or Carer, yeah.
Or Disney Plus. So they won't want it. It doesn't save the money on subscriptions.
Oh, right. All right,
and
well,
also,
you're poo-pooing that.
Also, I just think kids are smarter than what you think they are.
Oh, they know.
Yes.
Right. Okay, then.
Great idea other than that.
Yeah, don't seem too happy with that. Maybe it was because I couldn't read properly and I typed it out. And I still couldn't read it.
Right, what's going on? Are
2.
you okay?
Fake cats. Pets.
Or fats.
Pets are ridiculously expensive. There's the cost of buying them, the vet's bills, food costs, damage they cause, and not to mention the stress suffered when they finally expire. Right?
I don't think they use... Sorry, I don't think they use the term expire.
When they die. By having fake pets, this is all eliminated, right? For a one-off payment for a fake pet, cost dependent on your imagination. So if you need something quite elaborate, you might have to pay a little bit more out to make it look exactly like a cat. If you're not that imaginative, you could just put like a cushion with some googly eyes on.
I would say the not that imaginative would need the cat, and the imaginative doesn't need a full cat.
Okay, whatever. You can even use a pair of tights stuffed with your own hair.
Or soap.
Yep. Just move them around periodically, right? So they're not always in the same place. They usually sleep for 22 and a half hours a day, so this won't take too much of your time up. You get no allergic reactions, no suspicious poos.
It's another page.
No worry about them getting in small gaps or doing anything like that. No fuss. And if you want real authenticity, you can stab yourself with some needles every now and again.
Right. I think this is a great idea.
I do, yeah.
Apart from how it's been done.
Apart from how it's been done, how would you do it then?
No. I think the fake animals is a great idea because genuinely, when I was growing up, I remember they used to sell these fake hamsters.
Yeah.
And I really wanted them.
We had one.
Yeah, we had one, but then they updated them. And you know those hamster things where they run around the thing?
Yeah,
you can get ones.
Oh, no, the labyrinth sort of thing they have.
You can get these hamsters that would then go around these labyrinths.
Yeah.
Basically, they were just selling the same stuff you'd buy for hamsters, but for people to put fake hamsters in.
Well, you can get...
And you know what? I think that's a great idea.
You can get a channel that you can put, which is like fish in a tank.
A tights filled with hair.
Yeah.
I think might be the wrong way to execute this idea.
Okay.
But I think it's fantastic. And I guess you did make the point of fake is a life hack and people do what they want depending on how imaginative they are. So I guess that's not on us, that's on them.
It's something for everybody there.
Yeah, I think it's a great one, that one.
Okay, unwanted guest.
Sorry,
number 3.
There's a big sigh before.
No, it was fine. No, I was pleased with that. I was a little bit apprehensive about what you'd think.
Next one,
because we've got 2 cats. Unwanted guests. More people mean more expense, so must be avoided at all costs. Deter over-friendly neighbours, door-to-door salespeople and relatives by planting up old dolls' heads with flowers and hanging them from your porch.
Amazing idea.
Writing F off in blood or excrement across your front door will also be an effective repellent.
All right, so it was a great idea. The blood, writing things in blood or excrement, I have a problem with those.
Why?
Excrement, because you're going to make your own place smell.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
And also it's unhygienic and stuff like that. Blood, unhygienic as well. Plus, people are going to get concerned.
Okay.
And they might call the police. Red paint, all for.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Oh, these are whizzing through. These are
that would definitely keep people away.
Well,
and maybe the police.
The actual
they might
problem
bring the police
with it
to you.
is, I think if you go too over the top, you are going to start attracting the wrong type of people. That's the problem. Okay, we're nearly there then. So, not question 4. Which one of these, Collard? Question 4. No. Idea number 4. The average household...
idea D.
...spend £320,000 on shoes per annum. But if you only wear one at a time and hop around, this reduces your spending to £160,000 and keeps you fit. You're welcome.
Interesting. I feel like that could work. No, it wouldn't.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because when you hop, you take a step, yeah. Let's say I take a step and then I take another step, yeah. If I'm just wearing one shoe, I'm gonna have to take a step, and I'll take the same step that I would do normally, and then I'll take the same step again, which is the same as what I would do normally.
Don't you get more purchase if you're hopping?
You actually get an equal amount, if not more steps in, if you're wearing one shoe, because you're hopping. Because you might not be able to make it. Because the distance I can make with 2 legs, going 1, 2, 3, is further than what I can hop. So I would have to go, maybe, even if I go 1, 2, 3, so start at 1, then 2, 3, or I might have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, even to make it the same distance. So I'm using it twice. I'm using it more, which means I'm going to get through that shoe more, which means I'm going to have to use the other shoe more, which is actually going to cost me more money in the long run.
Yeah. Got a point, I suppose, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, we need to test that one. I think for the next week, one of us wears 2 shoes and the other one wears 1.
You shotgun 2 shoes.
Okay.
And you're delivering posted 1.
Okay, this is my last one.
Sorry, I delivered your... delivering fish to people or delivering fizzy drinks to people that they've ordered from America.
Well, they're all up with a fizzy drink, so just tap around the edge, spin it. Okay, this is the last one.
Do the same with fish.
It's the last one. Another way of saving money. Commit some sort of low-level crime, but one where you'll get jailed, meaning that the food and accommodation is paid for, and for added income, rent out your home while you're incarcerated.
Interesting. Great idea. My only problem is you'd have to keep going to prison over and over and over again because you are going to struggle to get a job anyway when you get out.
Well, are you? If you're self-employed, you should be all right, shouldn't you?
No, because people don't want to employ someone who's self-employed. Depends what you're doing as
I
you're
haven't said
self-employed.
what sort of crime.
What kind of job is this self-employed person doing?
Childminder.
No, they're not getting a job then. Is that because you could only think of mum who's self-employed?
I just went blank then. I couldn't even think what I did.
I thought you were going to go postman.
Royal Mail, no problem. It's like the Foreign Legion of work, it is. They'll employ anybody. Yeah, okay. So, no, you don't think that'll work because of the ramifications of being inside?
Look, it would work as a temporary thing, but it would have long-term effects. So I tell you what, that's actually what a lot of life hacks do. They work for temporarily, but your long-term effects could be horrendous with a lot of these life hacks. So yeah, actually, it's a perfect one.
All right, thanks. That's it. And that's the end of my little life hack suggestions.
Wow. What wonderful suggestions. I very much enjoyed them.
Great. Okay. So we need to wrap up, I guess, now.
We do indeed. Just to let everyone know, if anyone does want to send us a message, they can do so via the website, fatherandsundays.com, and they go to the contact page, or they can email us at contact@fatherandsundays.com. Podcasts available on Spotify, Apple, your chosen podcast platform, but all episodes are available on the website as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like, follow, share, and comment, and be nice.
Yes, please.
And review the podcast.
Excellent.
And yes, anything else you want to say?
Just want to say a big thank you to the band who helped me with the song, Cardboard Tubeway Army. They were fantastic. Apparently they're gigging soon, so look out for their dates. And next week's podcast is all about reefs.
It's called The Reef.
Is it called The Reef?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
I think so.
Brilliant. So, goodbye from me then.
Bye.